And we are live. What is up, ladies and gents? It is Denise Salcedo and Righteous Reg, and we are here to do AEW All In predictions. I know that we're here at a different time. In case you can't tell, based on my setup, I am not at home. In fact, I am in London, Reg.
London. Have you had beans on toast yet?
You know what? I went to breakfast today at Camden Market and it was on the menu, but I read like the whole thing as to what was on the plate and I looked at it and I was
You're
like,
nah.
yeah, like I wanted to enjoy my food. So I just made a create your own. So I got myself some nice eggs, a hash brown, and some French toast, but I just didn't want to risk it,
You're like, keep the beans, keep the sausage, keep all that black sausage, keep that stuff. Yeah, I get you.
It just like read weird, and I was like, yeah, I'm not in the mood to try something new right now. I'll try
It
something new
read
later
weird.
on.
It's so funny.
Yeah, but it's so crazy. By the way, Oliver Drake's here, like Denise in UK time. It's so freaking weird because Reg, I know right now. What time is it over in California?
It's 12:03 here in Oakland, California right now.
It's freaking crazy to me because right now, like, it's 8 o'clock here in London. Like, the day's already over, pretty much.
I was like, why is it so dark over there where Denise is? What the hell's going on here?
I know. I was trying to find, like, different lights to turn on, and luckily, there's a desk light, so I'm like, "Oh, screw it. I'm just gonna have to use this." So, but anyways, we have so much to get into. We have to talk about Dynamite. We have to talk about All In predictions. Now, just a heads up to all of the viewers while you're here, please, if you want to help support this podcast, get your questions, comments, or statements read here on the stream. You're more than welcome to send in a super chat. They keep us funded, keep me paying Reg, and it's just a way to get your thoughts and everything read here on the show. And so also, before we get into that, just a heads up to everybody, I also didn't get the opportunity to watch Dynamite because it aired at 1 a.m. here, and I was not going to wake up for it. And then turns out that I didn't actually plan in terms of how to watch it on a replay. So Reg, my man, you are going to give us a breakdown of what went down last night on Dynamite. So take the floor.
Dynamite recap, Denise. They did a lot to establish what was going to happen here at the show that you are currently in London to attend for All In. The show started with they tricked us. AEW doesn't usually do a lot of trickery. It started with the 6-man tag of Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Juice Robinson and the Guns. But the match never got started. The Young Bucks and Kenny came out. Then the Guns and Juice came out, and the Young Bucks and Kenny attacked them, had a big plunder, had a big fight, ended up having Takeshita out there, ended up having all kinds of stuff going on. There's a big plunder. It wasn't the match that we expected, and that's pretty rare for AEW, but it ended up working out because I think the stuff that happened with Takeshita and Kenny at the end kind of building towards feels like potentially after what's going to happen at All In was really great. But this match here that's going to happen on Sunday, Denise, that there's been a lot of talk about all it's been is about why hasn't Kenny Omega been in why isn't he going to be in a singles match for the show? And it's like, it's frustrating because he's had so many classic singles matches this year. It's like, just watch those. It'll be fine. And this one's going to be amazing. It's him, it's Kota Ibushi, Hangman Page. Like there's a lot of great elements in this. So I don't really understand why people are caught up in that, but it is what it is.
He's not surrounded by jobbers.
Yeah, exactly. He's out there with some top tier talent and people. I mean, I get it though. A one-on-one Kenny Omega match, that's the dream. We were going to get there. We're not there. We're going to be here. So enjoy that. The most frustrating part, Denise, I'm just going to bounce around here in the show. Most frustrating part for me was they had a match. It was Swerve Strickland and AR Fox against Nick Wayne and Darby Allin. Incredible match. These guys are going 1,000%. Darby Allin's flying all over the ring, flies out the ring, a swerve and lands on his head. AR Fox busts out this. It's like his finish is the low main pain where he has him on the top rope. He jumps up, bounces him off into the Spanish fly. This time, Nick Wayne's on the top rope, sitting on the top turnbuckle. AR Fox does the same thing, but into a German suplex. Absolutely destroys Nick Wayne. We all thought he was dead. But the craziest part of this, Denise. So Nick Wayne ends up pinning AR Fox here in the match. The match is over. They both lose. They're zooming in on Swerve. He looks disappointed. He's upset. He gets the mic and starts cutting the seething promo on AR Fox, talking about he's a disappointment. Every time that he gets a moment, he blows it. Like this was a test for him and he blew it. He can't trust him. Like all this wild stuff. And then he passed the mic to Prince Nana. Prince Nana's like, "You're fired from the Mogul Embassy," to AR Fox. And we just established it. Didn't we like this a lot, Denise?
We loved it. Oh, that's so weird. Now, when you said, "Oh, he cut this promo, taking him out," and I'm like, "Oh my god, he's talking about Swerve." What?
Yeah.
Because I had seen that AR Fox was replaced on the card, but I didn't know how the storyline actually played out on screen and how they basically explained that to the audience. So, but I don't recall AR Fox having any other errors prior to this week. He had been killing it.
Right. And the another wild thing that people are kind of looking weird about it is after they start Brian Cage comes out, Swerve, Brian Cage, they're beating up AR Fox. So Sting, Darby, and Nick Wayne come back to save AR Fox, and everybody's like, but he just like murdered Nick Wayne just like 2 weeks ago. Why would they be friends with him after all this destruction? They turned to leave real quick. Darby was like, "You did save me. You're all right. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So we're here." So very frustrating because the AR Fox and Swerve team was so great. Just amazing chemistry, amazing work. We knew that what was going to kick off into a really great angle. This was just getting started here with AR Fox, and now he's off the card. So they start going back to the ramp, and Darby Allin's like, "Well, who's going to be your partner, Swerve, since you kicked AR Fox out, and the match is about to happen on Sunday." Christian comes out slowly with Luchasaurus saying that you should have expected this. But Denise, let me tell you, Christian started giving it up the way that you would expect it, because we've been telling the story of Nick Wayne and his dad passed away. Christian wasted zero time getting into it. He was just like, "Yeah, oh, Nick Wayne's here now. I heard that your dad's dead." And it's like, yo, Christian, I don't know if that's the way we should go about this. And then he's like, "There's going to be a casket match to close. We're going to close the casket on somebody like you watched the casket get closed on your dad," or some wild stuff. Everything you would expect kind of from Christian being here in this. So that moment kind of made it was like, damn, that's frustrating. But then Christian brought it like, all right, I see, like that makes it work, just because that element, and it's Christian. I mean, he's one of the greatest of all time. If you know, and especially when it comes to talking trash, he has this thing with Darby Allin set up anyways. They're gonna have the match at All Out a week later, so it makes sense. But super frustrating that AR Fox was to be a part of this and they announced the match, and now he's not going to be there.
So, have any reports came out explaining why AR Fox is not going to be on there?
I don't know if the reports came out, but I know why. So, yeah.
All right, well, I'm just going to go ahead and assume that it has something to do with travel, because that's the only explanation. It ain't like, that's the only explanation, honestly, point blank. And I know that Tony Khan had mentioned in that media call that he did, where he had said that there was going to be changes to the All In card, and kind of talking about things that sometimes are a little bit out of your control. So the only thing that I can think of is definitely travel issues to get over here and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of started happening immediately after Tony Khan said that, with Phoenix and all this stuff announced. So it was like, it's just so frustrating, because the match is happening like in 4 days, and it seems crazy on AEW, but it's not really their fault. There's a bunch of these like extenuating, crazy circumstances that have been happening, and it seems like, well, why didn't AEW do anything about it? But it's like, they're finding out at the same time that we are in some of these cases. So that was very frustrating. Last night, Denise, this was a very promo heavy episode, and I thought all the promos were pretty great. There was one point that FTR and the Young Bucks faced off and with Renee. And shout out to Renee, who was, oh my God, Denise. She was on the show at minimum like 10 times. And she like they would have a match and then they would be like, we're going to Renee. And then they come back to a match and they'd be like, back to Renee with another person. Then they go to a match and then they'd be like, here comes Renee. Like, I swear, after every match, here comes Renee. So she does a sit down with the Young Bucks and FTR, and FTR Bald starts getting into, you know why we're here. I'm doing this for my family. Wrestling history, we're the greatest of all time. The Young Bucks start, oh my God, Mac Jackson gives it all the way up, Denise. Absolutely tears into FTR. He's like, when our career is over, people are gonna finally give us our flowers, tell us that the Young Bucks, they were the greatest tag team of all time. Doesn't matter. They were the greatest tag team of all time. When they look back on FTR, they're gonna say those are the guys that the Young Bucks gave them their name on an internet show.
Wow. Damn. Well, I mean, we know the feelings between the Young Bucks and FTR, so that definitely does not surprise me at all. Were there any Punk mentions?
There weren't any Punk mentions. They kept it on the line. It seems like they're keeping it like pretty wrestling based.
It wouldn't be smart to do that, considering that they're all going to be in the same building at All In London, and you don't want no drama in London, right?
Exactly. So it was great stuff. Like Matt Jackson actually went in on him. Nick Jackson was like, we don't have to win this match. We're the Young Bucks. Like, the AEW exists because of us. You guys have to beat us to establish that you guys are who you say you are. And if you, it's going to be crazy. So yeah, great promo there. One of the hugest pops of the night, Acclaim comes out. They're House of Black for getting Billy Gunn to retire or whatever happened. I don't know. Billy Gunn left his shoes. They destroyed his shoes, beat up the Acclaim. Billy Gunn makes a return, Denise, to a huge pop. I'm like, yo, and them some Billy Gunn. They're going crazy for this guy. He gets in the ring. Pretty good promo himself, talking about House of Black. He retired even though he didn't really kind of actually want to retire, and that he's going to show up at All In. They're going to have a trios match. Going to be Daddy Ass, Denise, everybody that people like. It's going to be the old school badass Billy Gunn stuff here. Another person, I can't believe I'm about to give it up to this person. Great promo by old Y2J Chris Jericho tonight. They had a face-off, or last night. They had a face-off contract signing. Usually hate contracts. This one was really good. They get to the ring. It's and Will Ospreay, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara's out there. Don starts cutting a really good promo, but when Don starts cutting the promo, I was like, I don't think we really actually need Don to do the promo, because Will Ospreay is actually a really good promo. Eventually, Will Ospreay gets on the mic and starts cooking, just going in. He's like, look, I hope this isn't some fantasy vanity project for you to get your band to play your song 1,000 people. Y'all here capping. Like, I'm the best wrestler. They're saying my mic is cutting out. It's because we got
is it you? Sorry, I thought it was me because of my I just figured, oh, it's hotel Wi-Fi. But you can keep going for the most part.
Should I keep cooking? Should I keep going? I don't know what you guys want from me, what it is here. Yeah, because Denise is having Wi-Fi thing. Probably me. I don't know. I'm hooked up. Like,
yeah. So
what are you
I
guys
actually
saying
thought
here?
that it was me, but I think for the most part, you're okay for right now. So you can keep going. If it cuts out again, I'll let you know, because at least now I know that it's not me.
For sure. Yeah. Weird. I'll just keep going. Okay, yeah. So Will Ospreay is getting there.
Yeah, now you're cutting out. Just go ahead and refresh.
Back out?
Refresh
Okay,
and come back in. I'll read super chats in the meantime.
All
right, no worries.
Okay.
Alrighty, everyone. Thank you so much for the chat, for letting us know, by the way, because I am on hotel Wi-Fi, and sometimes you just don't know if it's you or the other person. So we are going to go ahead and let's get some super chats in here and see what the people are saying. Thank you so much to everybody who's in here right now, by the way. We got our first super chat over here from Mike from Indeed, who says, proud and powerful are back. Let's effing go. I hope they finally get that title round. Get yourself some tea and crumpets. Denise, shout out Regis FTC shirt. So by the way, I did read that I was reading the spoilers since I didn't actually get to watch the show, but I was reading the spoilers and I saw that Proud and Powerful was back, and that was essentially my prediction for that Stadium Stampede match. So I'm very happy to hear that they are back. And so, hey, Reg, you good?
Hey, yeah, my
All right.
connection's working fine. I think it's because of your connection. You guys are burying me
Hey,
about my connection in the chat, but this is
everybody in the
Denise's fault.
Everybody in the chat is saying it's you, Reg, and I'm
Captain.
over here on hotel Wi-Fi. All right, so continue on. By the way, with your recap.
It seems like it's happening again. This isn't my fault, Nitsky. I don't know what we should do here.
Why does this always happen? What is going on in Oakland? By the way.
Should I just drop out? I could just let you finish the show if you could just go by yourself. You know, I don't want to.
No, I think you're good. I think you're good, Reg, for the most part. So, all right. So you left off.
All right.
So you left off. Yeah, go continue on. Yeah.
Will Ospreay gets on the mic. He starts cooking Chris Jericho, saying that he hopes this isn't a vanity project for Jericho to get Fozzy to play him to the ring, which they are getting. This is a vanity project to get Fozzy to play in front of 80,000 people. Chris Jericho, great robbery of convincing Tony. He starts to go in saying that he is going to be the only person, Okada, Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho, all with 2 months. Real talk. See, he starts going in saying that he's the best wrestler in the world, better than Danielson, better than Omega, better than Okada, better than the Elite, better than Punk, he says, going all the way in, and then off by saying, I've been doing all this, and I only got about 6 months left on my New Japan contract. So if you want to see what's going to happen at the end of the 6 months, I'm about to get millions and millions of dollars. Great stuff. He really cooked. It was a great promo. I like
I'm glad to hear that. How did they introduce the return of Santana and Ortiz, by the way? Because I did read that also happened on the show.
Can you guys hear me? I'm getting frustrated.
We can hear you. Are you not hearing me? Reg, are you hearing me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. We're good. All right. So, how did they introduce the return of Santana and Ortiz?
Okay, so what happened was Jon Moxley and Rey Fenix are having a match, and it was interesting, Denise, because we got the news that Phoenix wasn't this was just on the internet. I guess it wasn't really like worldwide news, was that Phoenix wasn't going to be able to make the show. We were just kind of talking about it on the internet. So on the show, they're still being like, the Stadium Stampede match is going to happen and Rey Fenix is going to be there. So people, if you watch the show, you're under the assumption that on Sunday, Rey Fenix is going to be at All In. So they have this really great match. Of course, it's Jon Moxley and Rey Fenix. They really go in and they start. They have this great match. The match is over. Blackpool Combat Club comes out. Yuta and Cesaro come out with fucking crowbars. Yeah, they come out with crowbars. They start beating Rey Fenix up. They're going in on him. The homies come in to make the save. It's Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, Eddie Kingston. They're standing on the ramp. All of a sudden, Ortiz comes out and stands in front of them, in front of Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston is like, yo, what? Like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you standing right there in front of me? I haven't seen you in a while. Music hits. We don't know what the music is. We don't know what's going on. It's Mike Santana. Santana's back. He's standing back there. He immediately starts coming. It's ruckus. They start fighting everybody. It's Santana and Ortiz against Eddie Kingston. But you think that we thought that they were homies, but actually we didn't think they were homies, because before Ortiz had left, him and Eddie Kingston had the thing, and then it was over before anybody had really know it. So bam, Santana and Ortiz are back, Denise, and they are announced for the Stadium Stampede match.
I knew it.
On the Blackpool Combat Club side. It's crazy.
That was my prediction. I knew it. Like, I felt this coming, man. Like, I felt like it was super obvious that they had to be in this match, and you were wondering when they were going to, well, obviously with Santana being out due to injury, but Ortiz was there. He was more than capable. So it did make a lot of sense for them to bring in Santana and Ortiz.
Yeah, but the energy, the energy seemed kind of weird. Like, there was no point where it was like Santana and Ortiz in the middle of the ring and we are back. It was like two separate guys here. They're both, one's named Santa and the other's name's Ortiz. So I don't know how the tag team thing's gonna go.
So I mean, I know that there were all these reports and things that they weren't as close as they used to be. So maybe they're still trying to mend that friendship, mend that relationship. And as we all know, trying to mend relationships like that, it doesn't happen overnight. So this might be a situation where it's like you guys go out there, do the business together, and this ain't
Do
called
this
show.
business.
Yeah, this ain't called show friends. It's show business.
You don't got to go and eat dinner and have a beer after this. Go out there, do this match, be Santana and Ortiz. But then when you get back here, you go to that locker room and you go to that locker room.
Wow. Wow. So overall, was there anything else that was like major that happened on the show?
Oh yeah, and they told a lot of the story about, of course, the main event with Adam Cole and MJF. The MJF had to sit down with Renee, and he was full babyface mode. Denise, like all the way, like she's like, "How do you have pressure in this match?" He's like, I would have lied to you before, but look, it's real. This is a big moment. Like I worked my whole life to get here. This is the biggest match of all time in front of 80,000 people. Like, this is crazy. I can't really believe this. She starts to get into what Roderick Strong plays in this, what she thinks Adam Cole might do. Like, told a really great story. Renee deserves all kind of awards for the work that she did last night. And then they kind of, strung that throughout the whole episode. And then the main event was Aussie Open against the Hardy Boys. And Aussie Open ended up winning. Really fun match. Hardy Boys are having a good thing. Denise, I'm very nervous. One, because the Aussie Open just won those Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, but they've been having so many like wins, like notable wins, that it's like it's gonna be
what
hard
they're
for
trying
you.
to do, right? You know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get them wins in, get them looking good, so that all of a sudden when they take their L, it's going to be like, well, you know what? Aussie Open had a nice little run. They defeated so and so and so and so, because they're losing at All In. And we're going to get to our predictions. Any last and final thoughts on Dynamite? Just overall, was it good? Did it suck? That sort of stuff.
I thought it was pretty good going into the show as a go home Dynamite. I thought they did what they needed to do. The matches that they have established, I think we want to see them more coming out of the show. So that's kind of the benefit and the point of a go home show. So I thought it was pretty strong for what they needed. Interested to see what happens on Collision. They've announced some really cool matches then. So, it's going to be fun.
So I'll be honest with you, Reg, and to everybody here, I have been in vacation mode since yesterday. Right now, when you mentioned Collision, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta watch Collision. Oh yeah, damn, I gotta watch Smackdown. Oh yeah, damn, there's all these things I need to catch up with. I literally came here and was like, zero stress. Like, I don't know how to explain it, guys. Sometimes
I
when your
love it.
life, Reg, when your life is entirely one thing, and then you get like a couple of days to just like not care about it. Oh my God, it's so free. Like I can feel new hair growing out of my head, like no stress whatsoever. I'm walking the streets of London, stuffing my face and buying whatever I want. It is nice, man. Everyone needs a
Thank
break from
God.
whatever work they're doing, man. It doesn't matter what your job is. Everyone needs some time off at some point. So like hearing you say all of this, like, oh, I feel so stress free right now.
Yes. And listen to Denise, you guys. If anybody needs a damn vacation, it's Denise Salcedo, who works 24/7. When she's asleep, she's thinking of a damn interview to do. So she needed to go out there and just have fun. I'm so happy to hear it.
Yeah, I feel good, man. Did you see my post on Twitter, by the way? I even got some piercings.
Yeah, look at you eating bacon cheeseburgers out there. You're just having a great time, Denise.
I was feeling so edgy.
What's the weather like out there? Is it raining or anything crazy?
It's hot, and it's been sprinkling a little bit. Yesterday, it didn't rain at all, but today there was some sprinkling. It lasts like 10 minutes, and then it goes away. But it's actually been pretty hot here. So, oh my God. By the way, I do want to say one thing. So, LA traffic is... Honestly, I miss LA traffic. London traffic is the goddamn
Hold
worst.
on a minute.
I need to give the London peeps their credit, because they're out there sitting in this god-awful traffic, by the way. 32 minutes, Reg, and everyone here. 32 minutes to go 4.2 miles in one little ass lane in a little ass car, and all the cars get so close together, and I'm just there like, oh my god. And then it was funny because I was at the airport, right? And I was waiting for my by the way, they don't call it like your Lyft, Uber, rideshare area here. Over here, it's like mini cabs. So it took me a second. I'm like, what the frick? I'm like, where the hell's the rideshare program at? Anyway, so I go to the mini cab. I think it's mini bus or mini cab, whatever. That's where you go. And my car rolls up, and I'm like, oh, the guy's probably still dropping somebody off because there's someone in the passenger seat. And so I kind of give it some time to let the person get out of the car.
That's where they're supposed to be.
It's the driver.
Someone's in the back, so you're just like, is this person ever going to get out? Why are they in my spot?
I'm crying because I felt so stupid. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that he's on the opposite side. And then get this. Oh man, I'm literally crying. Have you ever been to a hotel, by the way? I walked in, and this is the stupidest thing that happened to me this trip, all right? And I need the chat to help me out in this one. And I need to know if this is like a norm here. I walk into my hotel, right? It's looking nice, it's looking fancy. I'm digging it. None of the lights work. I'm switching off all the switches, and I'm like, God damn, they gave me a shitty room where the lights don't work. And I'm testing it on. I'm turning it on. I'm checking everything. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. I start plugging things in. And I'm like, that works. Why don't the lights work? So I pick up the phone.
This is why Denise is in the dark.
I pick up the phone and I call the front desk, and I'm like, hi, the lights aren't working in this room. Oliver Drake, Redmond Survivor, Ryan, you guys know. So apparently you have to put your key card in the wall. There's a slot, and you put the key card in there when you want electricity. Who the hell does that? You know how stupid I looked? She laughed. She was like, oh, you're supposed to put the card in. And I'm like, God damn, she's probably saying this stupid, dumb ass American.
Classic American. Doesn't know how to work the light switch.
But I've never heard of that before. Have you? Like I know everybody out here is saying it, but like, I didn't know that was a thing.
No, I've heard a couple of wrestlers have complained on Twitter about that, about getting to the room and be like, how do I turn the lights on? And then people are like, you got to do this. So I haven't experienced it myself, but I have heard about it. That is hilarious. The first time in the history of anything that anyone on the planet has ever said, I miss LA traffic. That's how you know traffic is crazy. If somebody says they miss LA traffic, which is god awful, by the way, if you guys have never been to LA, that's crazy. Like, I mean, I went to New York and I was like, this traffic is crazy, you guys. Like, I don't know. I did think like LA traffic might not be so bad when I got to New York. So, I mean, I could believe it.
Yeah, honestly, like that's how I felt. I was sitting there like with my Uber driver because they don't apparently do Lyft here. So, I mean, it was just a lot. But let's get to these super chats, by the way. And there's a couple of people that know what I'm talking about, and some people that don't know what I'm talking about. But at least now everyone knows. If you ever come to London, man, and the lights ain't turning on, you got to put your card in the slot. All right. So when you were gone, I was reading Mike from Indeed's his super chat. He said, Proud and Powerful is back. Let's fucking go. I hope they finally get that title run. Get yourself some tea and crumpets, Denise. Shout out to Regis FTC shirt. We also have a super chat here from Matt Reichel, who says, it's bloody Hollywood Salcedo and my boy Righteous Reg. Congratulations to the Grapsity crew on getting StarCast. Hell yes, man. I'm going to be there to support you guys and watch that. I cannot wait. That's very exciting stuff, Reg.
Yes, we are so excited. If you guys don't know, they just announced last night Grapsity LIVE on stage at StarCast. Philip Lindsay, Righteous Reg, and the man himself, William Washington's going to be there. We're going to have a live show, Denise. It's going to be fun. There's going to be things. I'm so excited. I never even knew that this was a possibility to be able to have this live show, to be able to have this podcast that's successful, that people like and stuff. So this is insane. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to Chicago next week. And if you guys think if Denise is going to be there and not be on stage with us, come on.
No. I already told Will. I said no.
I don't care what you told
Reg,
Will.
Did Will not tell you what I said?
Denise, you are a part of this.
No, No, I told Will no because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, that is Grapsity. That is your thing.
Denise, you are a part of
I
this.
do not steal other people's thunder. Like
You,
you guys need to go up there and
Denise,
have your moment.
you're
I'm
a
gonna
part
be
of
the social.
this.
I'm gonna be there like snapping pictures.
No, you're not.
Okay, no, it would be weird. It's like if the bridesmaid showed up in a white dress.
That's why, I mean, if the bridesmaid is a part of this, she better show up in a white dress and get up here. Denise is tripping, you guys. Tell her in the chat she's about to
Guys,
say at least
I
one
don't
word on stage, okay?
I don't want to steal anyone's thunder. So I'm just going to
Ah,
be on the
fooey.
sidelines watching you guys
Listen,
shine, get
we
your
need the
moment.
rub, Denise. That's what this is. Stop trying to act like you're gonna steal thunder. We need that
All right.
little
If you
Denise
guys want,
nudge
I'll
nudge.
introduce you. How about that? I'll
Okay,
introduce
yeah.
you
All
guys.
right.
I
Yeah,
can be
okay.
the MC. I
All
can
right.
pump you guys up, be your hype
Okay.
man. All right,
That's
talk
it.
to Will about it because he seems to be in charge of everything. You know he is. He's always like, well, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Will's the one that's in charge of everything.
I just show up.
Benoit Richter says, a wrestling dad joke. Cash Wheeler and Arn Anderson will team up and be called the Flashing Guns.
I can't.
It's a dad joke. We appreciate the dad jokes on here. Thank you so much, Benoit, for sending in a dad joke. Those are always welcomed. Brandon Rosen says, Nick Wayne gets attacked and almost murdered in his garage by Swerve and Fox, and now Fox and Nick are cool again just like that. Nah, doesn't make sense to me. They did AR Fox dirty tonight. Well, it sounds to me like this was out of AEW's control in terms of, you just don't know. And then, in regards to this here, this was probably their better alternative. I don't know.
It was all so sudden. That's why people are shocked about it. But it's like, I don't know, man. The promo would just hurt my soul of him being like, "You're a disappointment," and you can't. I'm just like, no, why?
Damn, man. Damn. Brandon Rosen sends in a super chat saying Ospreay's promo work was on fire. I love how much intensity he brings to both his in-ring work and his mic work. I'm way more into this match now than I was last week. Oh, that's good because this was the match that when it first started being rumored on, the internet wrestling community, there was people going like, damn, really? Ospreay's match is going to be Chris Jericho? But the fact that, Brandon Rosen here is saying this and you were talking about how great the promo was, it tells me that it was definitely a good thing that they did the promo then last night.
Yeah, usually Denise, I'm like, here comes Chris Jericho with his I have to get my TV time before the show. But no, they really executed it. Chris Jericho came out with a really great promo saying he was talking a lot of lies, saying that, oh, I told you to slow down in 2018 and now you are where you are. And it's like, all right, Chris Jericho. But the way that he did it really sold the match. And it's Chris Jericho. He's one of the greatest of all time. And Will Ospreay is considered by many to be the best wrestler in the whole world, bar none, no question about it. So it's going to be fire.
I think so too. We got a super chat here from Johnny who says, all out to Denise Salcedo versus Karen hair salon match. Oh man, Mike T90K says Denise gonna be the mom with the video camera from Mean Girls during their podcast. Oh my god, yes, that is so me. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna be like,
you remember Denise is the cool mom. Yes,
I'm not like other moms. I'm a cool mom.
Denise, come on, we need that rub.
Dog sucking on the titty.
We need that rub, Denise. Come on. Denise thought she was just gonna come and sit in the crowd with her camera. Get up here.
Man. Sheldon Jackson sends in a super chat saying Denise is the Rhea Ripley of Grapsity, so stop playing. You better get up on that stage, Denise, and accept your flowers from Grapsity.
Come on, Denise. Listen to the people, Denise.
I just don't want to be that person that's like, who the fuck invited this person? There's always that one person in the group. Let's be real. I don't want that to be me.
Yeah, that's not you though. That's gonna be. There's not just my actual mom was up there. They're like, what's Reg's mom be doing up there? But Denise, they're gonna be like, well, they used to have the after the week with Will. They have the Dynamite post show with Reg. It all makes sense.
Man, oh god, man, I'm being peer pressured. Redmond Survivor says you got to use the underground to get around London, Denise. Much easier, quicker than taxi. Hope you have a blast in the UK and all in though. I'll be honest with you, I'm not crazy about having to take the tube and all of that. I have done it in the past and I did before, but I don't know, because it's happened to me, like, a couple of times where, like, I'll start getting in the I'm so embarrassed to say this, but
You
I'm
gotta
always
document these London adventures, Denise, because you're going wild out there.
I'm
I love
vlogging,
it.
but
I love it. Because
my
Denise versus London is hilarious so far already. Because
my
London's
fear
beating your ass.
My fear, Reg, is that I go the opposite direction. Because
See?
I remember when I was in New York and I had to figure out the subway system,
Oh
and
yeah.
there's, like, the uptown, the downtown. There was
Mhm,
once where I did go the wrong direction, and I
mhm.
realized it very quickly, so I got off on that stop.
Yeah.
But I'm cool having that happen to me in New York. I'm not cool having that happen to me here in London, where all of a
What's the
sudden it's like,
difference?
I don't know, it's just at least I'm in America. If it happens in New York.
Our London fans are gonna be out of here, man. You've been disrespecting them off rip. You guys, everybody in London, I apologize. I like beans on toast. I like black soup or
No,
whatever
by
you
the
guys
way,
be eating.
I've
I
been
like it all. I like people being on the other side of the car when they're driving. I love it.
no, I love London, I really do. I just forget certain things, and I'm just not used to certain things, right?
Mhm.
But I have been loving, like, all of the places I've been to. There's so many shopping. By the way, everyone's really nice here. I've been having the greatest
See?
conversations. I even bought something from a store only because the man was, like, really nice to me, and, like,
See?
he didn't come off like a creep or anything. Like, he was genuinely nice,
And you're
and
gonna
I
go home to
appreciated
LA and
that.
it's not like that at all. Nobody even
Actually,
talks to
no.
you over there
That's true. No one
at
talks over there.
all.
No,
Mm-mm.
that's definitely true, but people are nice in LA too.
Yeah, they're nice, but you're not gonna spark up a conversation. People are like, "I got something to do. Get out of my way,
Ye
dude."
Yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely true, but I have been noticing that, there's a lot of nice people here, and they've been really good, so I
Mhm.
like that. Okay, we got another super chat here from, Della Common, who says, "Reg, you need to Reg, you need to bully Denise into getting on that show like her hotel room bullied her dignity with those lights."
How defeated were you, Denise, at one point? Were you just like, "I give up. I'm gonna be in the dark for the rest of the night?"
Well, because okay, I felt like a Karen having to call and be like,
Right.
"Hello, your lights aren't working. I thought they were gonna have to switch me rooms."
How long did it take you to think of doing the call? Because that's embarrassing. Like, I can't call and ask them what's
I
wrong with
checked every light in this room. I checked every light. I was gonna live with, like, the lamps not turning on. I'm like, "That's cool." But I cannot live with the lights not turning on in the bathroom. That was the reason why I was like, "You know what? You're
That's
gonna
where
have
the
to call
line
me."
is.
That's where I draw the line. I ain't gonna be in the bathroom where it's pitch black in
Right.
there trying to, do my business.
Right. There is a line. Like, if it's dark while I gotta go in here, nah, bro. Like, I can deal with like the TV not being on or something, but yo,
Yeah. So
bathroom has to have some lights. And taking a shower in the dark is so creepy and weird. Like, nobody wants to
right.
do that.
I wasn't gonna do that, and I
No.
just, like and then, and I had to figure out the AC system. I had to Google, by the way, the difference between Celsius and Fahrenheit so that I could know, like, okay, what is 22 degrees Celsius? I need to know
Hmm.
where I'm at. So I had to
Hmm.
Google that, and I was like, "Oh, no, we need to go lower. We need to go lower." 'Cause you know me, I like myself a nice chilly room.
Yeah,
Um
we all remember Will's tweet about waking up and freezing cold in your guest room.
Oh, yes, 100%. We also got, Bargarv here, who's been a member of the DWO for a month, who says, "Super stoked for All In, let's effing go." Damn, we haven't even gotten into All In.
There's a
Uh, I
show.
did I did see the All In bus too, by the way, so
Oh,
that was funny, and I also saw the Money in the Bank, bus too. So
oh,
anyways,
really?
lots
Have you
of things
been by
going
the
on.
place? Is it close to where you are? Or do you got to trek to get
No,
over to
Wembley
Wembley?
Stadium's very far from where I'm at. Yeah,
Mm,
but I knew that coming here already that I was not gonna be in the Wembley Stadium area because I wanted to do touristy things, so
yeah.
that's basically what I decided on. Alright, and then, let's get into these predictions.
Mhm.
Oh, man, I'm glad my story, the light story is going
So
off.
funny.
All right. Let's get into the pre-show matches. Let's kick things off with Aussie Open versus MJF, Adam Cole. Let's go. Official prediction, Reg. What we see
Uh,
happening here?
God, everything is telling me that Adam Cole and MJF are walking out of this match and into the main event as the new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And you know what? At this point, nobody cares about Ring of Honor, so go for it. Who cares? Like the tag team belts are just a damn prop at this point to set up this match. Nobody cares about the tag belts or that tag division, so have at it. The thing is, we're going to get to what the main event is. I just don't know what that means for the main event, though.
Yeah, 100% MJF and Adam Cole winning this. We said this on the post show, but I can't be cheering for losers in the main event. That ain't going to be a thing.
That's what got me, honestly.
Exactly. They're going to win. They have to. And if they don't, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm out. What's up? You're gonna see me walking out of Wembley. Just kidding. All right. By the way, here, have they already announced the FTW championship match, like officially? Because I'm seeing it here, by the way, I'm on Wikipedia, and since I've been out of the loop for the last 48 hours, I'm seeing Jack Perry versus Hook for the FTW championship on Wikipedia. Is that happening? Do we know? I don't know.
It hasn't been officially announced, but it is out there, and I don't know if it'll be out there, and there's some controversy kind of responding to it.
Got it. All right. So Wikipedia out here messing me up. Thanks, Wikipedia. All right. We got Matt Reichel who says, can't wait for the vlog of London. Oh, dear. Oh, you guys will see the light story happen in real time, except the part when I'm a Karen and I have to call the front desk. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our next match officially on the main card. Here we go. Let's get into FTR versus the Young Bucks part 3 for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This one to me, I don't know, it kind of feels there's some matches that feel very straightforward, and I don't know if this is one of those where we might expect a surprise, but I feel like for the most part, I'm definitely expecting FTR here to retain.
I was before this whole cash thing happened. Like, I don't know if FTR I don't want to say get rewarded, but like, do you win after this almost cost us this match?
But
it's like, so I don't really know.
Okay, so the last time that Tony spoke about this on the media call, he basically said that they were still gathering facts and they were still trying to learn more. And he kept it very, very straightforward, right? Like you can tell like this was something that was more of a sort of a rehearsed response since he knew he was going to be asked this question. So we didn't get much information from that. And he basically said like they didn't know the entire context of the story or anything like that, and that the match was still on. So I don't know if that necessarily means that like, hey, we're going to change the results of this match because of what happened, or if they're going to stick to their plans, whether their plans was to remain FTR as champs or not to remain as FTR champs. Like, regardless, we don't know. Like, if FTR loses here, everyone's going to be like, oh, they lost the belt because of the thing with Cash Wheeler. And then FTR retains, everyone's going to be like, oh, you really had that, you know, the internet, Reg, people are going to be mad. There's going to be not a lot of people. I'm not going to go out and say a lot of people, but there's going to be a small group on Twitter that's going to be like, oh, how dare they let him keep the belts after what happened, So right. I don't know. I feel like this one's kind of a no-win situation in terms of like who's going to win. But in terms of the match, though, I hope they give them a nice little amount of times because that they always put on bangers.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Young Bucks and FTR. At minimum, you're going to get a great match out of that's the whole thing kind of looming over it. But hopefully we could just get to a point that the match is going to start cooking and we just forget about that. I could see this kind of going either way. FTR, I think, just like I said last night with the Young Bucks, is that they need the win a little bit, Young Bucks. So I could see them getting the big win to kind of cap off what they've been doing. But that's going to be looming all the way over of it. And I've seen this a bunch of time in the chat, and I want to say it out loud. Rest in peace to Terry Funk, man. Like, Terry Funk is a wrestling legend, personification of pro wrestling. A lot of pro wrestlers wouldn't in pro wrestling. Some pro wrestlers that we're going to talk about on this show without Terry Funk. So rest in peace to Terry Funk.
Yeah, I saw the news last night, actually, right before I went to bed. And it took me a second where I was like, when you read a headline, but you don't like read the headline, like it takes a second to digest. And I looked at that and I was like, no way, no way. And so that was very, very heartbreaking to see. And there really isn't, and there's really never going to be another Terry Funk again. And I can't wait to see what Dave Meltzer wrote about him, because I just know that it's going to be great. So I'm looking forward to getting a chance to read that as well. we got a super chat here from Jay Kane who says, "Hey Denise, I just wanted to get your thoughts on NXT Heatwave and the match with Mello and Lee and Trick versus Dragunov. I think NXT has been killing it." So Jay, first of all, I'm so sorry that you sent the super chat. I usually like to give better answers, especially because I do cover NXT on a weekly basis. However, I didn't get to watch NXT Heatwave just yet, only because of the traveling to London. So my apologies. On Tuesday, on next Tuesday's show, I hope to have some actual clear thoughts for you on that one. So my apologies to you, Jay, because I know you spent a decent amount on that super chat. So just want to apologize. Sheldon Jackson says, "What's crazy to me about FTR versus the Young Bucks is the fact that every time this match had happened, FTR walked in as the reigning tag team champions." Ooh, that's a good yep, that's true. Good fact right there.
Good fact to think about. And that the Young Bucks also see, now I'm changing my mind because that's a pretty good thing. Is like maybe the Young Bucks do kind of need this win because it's time for them to kind of establish back into the tag team division, and them being the tag team champs, it just adds a different flavor to it. But I've really been enjoying what FTR has been doing over on Collision, and I don't know if it's time to stop that.
I think because I'm also so set on this being FTR, because like you mentioned, the situation with Collision, that's their brand. And I feel like if you're going to take the tag team titles away from that show, and I know that there's not like a hard split or anything, but let's be real. We're seeing certain people on certain shows. And so right now, to me, FTR feels like AEW Collision. And with them having the belt and everything that the belts and everything that they were doing with Bullet Club Gold just screams to me like, oh, they're going to probably keep that on Collision. So that's why I'm definitely feeling FTR for the win here. Bargarv sends in a nice super chat saying, "Denise, you are killing it with the interviews and big congrats to Reg, Phil, and Will for the StarCast gig. Thank you for all of the entertainment." Speaking, by the way, of interviews, tomorrow is AEW Media Day. They're going to have a couple of people there for, to do interviews with people. I'm really excited. There was a really good name that I was so excited for, but they sent an updated list today, and the person's name is not on there no more. I was like, God damn it! I was so irritated when I saw that, but I'm still looking forward to the media day. They've never done a media day ahead of a pay-per-view, so I'm really looking forward to it, and hoping for some surprises there. But thank you so much to Bargarv for sending this super chat in as well. Okay, and let's go ahead and move on to our next match. And the next match that I want to go ahead and get into is going to be the women's match. Hikaru Shida is going to be defending her championship, the AEW Women's World Championship, against Toni Storm, Saraya, and Dr. Britt Baker. And this match, the conversation kind of going into it, I feel, is that a lot of people think that Saraya is winning this match, and that a lot of people are seeing this match as very predictable. For that reason, I really hope that AEW goes a different direction here. I really hope that they have Hikaru Shida retain, because I feel it would actually be a bigger surprise if Shida were to retain the championship. I don't want to see them just give the belt to somebody else just so they can generate that pop in the audience. So I'm rooting for Shida here all the way. How about you, Reg?
I don't know. I've been seeing this and hearing people say the same thing, Denise, about that they think Saraya is going to get this victory. But I don't know if this pop is going to be like what they think this pop is going to be. It's not going to be some big, like, welcoming, she's the greatest of all time. Possibly, but I don't think that this moment, if it is, the title win isn't needed for that. We don't want it. That's all that it is. Let Shida keep that belt. We saw the match that Saraya had, the last 5 matches she had. She doesn't need to be anywhere. She doesn't even need to be in this match. Like, you're lucky to be in this match, to have your music played and the pop happen at the beginning of the match. But if she wins this belt, Denise, I'm running to London to wrestle her myself and beat her. Let Shida win that belt. Let Shida keep that belt. Let this keep going, because that's not the way. If any of the other 3 win, besides, I mean, I could take Toni Storm, but she didn't need to win it again. But Make the
Yeah,
right move.
no. I feel like Toni Storm would just be, like, too much. I know she's doing a new character, and I love the new character, I'm
Mhm.
feeling it, but it's too much been there, done that already
Yeah.
so soon. At least with Sheeta, so much time went by, and people wanted to see that because a lot of people argued that she didn't get her proper due the first time around,
Mhm.
and, with Britt Baker, again, Britt, I think, would get a pretty cool reaction, and then like you said about Saraya, I kind of feel like I just don't know. There's just something there that's telling me, like, yeah, it would probably be a cool moment, but what is Dynamite going to look like with Saraya as the AEW Women's World Champion following that? And so I'm gonna have to agree here with Lastier, who sends in a very generous super chat saying, "If Sheeta loses, we riot."
Boom. Yeah, that's how I feel about this. She needs to get this win. They set it up so nicely, and we can't just be getting big moment pops for just one night. We gotta
We
keep
gotta
going.
think, yeah, we gotta think, and I'm obviously they know this, I'm not gonna speak like if AEW Creative probably doesn't know this, but you gotta think big picture, right? Like the big
Hmm.
picture, not just the moment. We gotta think about what's gonna be happening the following weeks and whatnot. So
Right.
I really hope and I'm not gonna say it would be a mistake because I think that's too harsh to say, oh, it would be mistakes to have Saraya win. I think that's probably too harsh, but I do think it would not necessarily be the big moment that a lot of people might think that it's going to be.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Right.
a
So
fantasy.
yeah, so I'm not really I really hope they keep the bell on Cheetah. We'll see what they do. All right, let's go ahead and press on and let's go ahead and get into the next match here. The one that a lot of people were apparently complaining about on Twitter, but I'm hella looking forward to it. And it is the Golden Elite Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and Kota Ibushi versus Konosuke Takeshita, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. Like we said earlier, Kenny isn't in here with jobbers, guys. These
Mm-mm.
are not jobbers. These are talented as fuck guys. I know everybody wanted to see a singles match with Kenny Omega, but the fact that he's in there with all of these guys, man, I'm looking forward to this match. And usually I feel like whatever match has like the most negative word around it, I
Hmm.
almost feel like that's always going to be the match that they're gonna have like a chip on their shoulder of like, we want to
Yep.
go out there and prove some people wrong. And
Yeah.
so with this one here, I'm looking at it and I'm really feeling like the right thing to do here. And this is why I said also adding to my FTR Young Bucks prediction with FTR winning. The reason I was also seeing this one as a win is because I think the Elite needs to win this. Like they
Hmm.
need to have their like grand happy moment here at All In. And so shit, now that I see this, now that I'm thinking this, I'm thinking, okay, maybe it could be the Young Bucks. Maybe I was
See,
thinking about this backwards, where it could be like a good night for the Elite where everybody comes out as winners. But
they got to get at least one big win. The Elite
right.
does, Denise.
I feel more positive about this being the big win for the Elite than
Hmm.
the FTR Young Bucks match. So I'm definitely feeling the Elite for this one here. Do you see it going a different direction at all?
Yeah, just to kind of exactly for what you're saying here is they have to have like one like Kenny Omega and Hangman and Kota standing in the ring. They were all a part of the original All In. It just kind of like plays a better role for them to get the victory. It makes more sense in this case. It's Kenny Omega. That's where it always going to land too. When people are complaining about this match, like you guys forget that Kenny Omega's in this match with Kota Ibushi, who will do anything, put his neck and body on the line for
He's
your
crazy.
entertainment. He's crazy. He's a
That's the
crazy
thing.
person.
He was also somebody that people were shitting on too on social media after his blood and guts match. And he even came out and spoke about it. I think it might have been with Sports Illustrated. I forget exactly who he did the interview with. And he
Mhm.
was basically saying that he was, because I guess people were saying that he was moving like an old man or whatever. I don't know what exactly everyone was saying, but he basically said that he had the wrong shoes for that match. And so he stepped in. The quote was apparently he stepped on a thumbtack, and so like the whole times like those things were like really all up on him, so like it kind of
Oh.
impacted the rest of his performance. And so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking there's people talking shit about Kota Ibushi. This guy is, if you've seen his work, you know that this guy is willing to go out there and pretty much do anything. And the stuff that he's able to do with his body is pretty insane. So I'm really hoping that they give Kota Ibushi like a solo here. You know how a band has their solo to like really show off whoever, I don't know, guitar solo, whatever. I want to see Kota Ibushi have a moment here, Reg, to really shine. I want this to be the big F you to anybody who thought that Kota Ibushi was not the guy that people say he is.
Yeah, it just sounds crazy, like knowing the history of Kota Ibushi, who like will break his neck for a win. For people to be like, oh, he don't got it, or he's this or this, and he has to prove something to somebody. It's sick. You guys are disgusting. He doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. It's Kota Ibushi, one of the greatest Japanese wrestlers of all the times. If Kenny Omega and him hit that double 450, people are gonna go nuts. If they start getting into that crazy bag, this is a 6-man with 6 of the best wrestlers in the world. Like, this is gonna be fire. But yeah, I think the Elite's gonna be the ones that come out with this. The Golden Elite.
For sure. Let's have them get that win, man. All right, so let's go ahead and move on. And our next match that we're going to go ahead and get into now, I do not have the updated graphics, so I'm very sorry to everybody, but please know here that it is no longer AR Fox, but instead Christian Cage. So we're going to have Christian Cage team up with Swerve Strickland to take on Darby Allin and Sting. So that is the match that we're getting. No longer AR Fox, which we touched on heavily before, which sucks because out of a lot of the matches that they were going to be, a lot of the matches that we have here on the card, this one here had one of the longest builds heading into it, and it was going to be a big moment for AR Fox. But you know what? Whatever happened, happened. And, it's not, I guess it's not going to happen after all. It's a coffin match, as we all know. And so for this one here, I feel like, look, I have a lot of trust in all of these guys that are in this match. I'm expecting Darby and Sting to do some crazy stuff. Swerve Strickland also tends to always do something crazy. One of the things that Swerve told me one time was he said that he always likes to go out there and try new stuff, right? Yep. And so I do notice that, like, ever since he mentioned that, I notice that all the time in his matches, that he always goes out there and he tries to do something new. So you got this guy who's athletic trying to do something new or whatever all the time. Darby's in there, Sting, who's this crazy guy too, and then Christian Cage, who's literally like one of the best workers out there. So I feel like this one's going to be that match that's going to have a lot of creative moments in it, and that's, I think, the biggest appeal for me. But there's no way that Darby and Sting lose here. Ain't no way. Like, this is going to be Sting's biggest crowd that he's ever performed in front of. A lot of people thought he was even going to retire at this pay-per-view. I mean, there's just so much here that ain't no way. I mean, and also Sting's been literally winning like every match. So ain't no way he's going to come in here and lose at All In.
Yeah, it's going to be, like I've been saying on this podcast multiple weeks, the pop that Sting is going to get in Wembley is going to be off the charts. These people are going to be super live for Sting and Darby Allin. So I don't find any way that they could lose this match because it's just going to be so in for Sting. But I think it's even beyond that this is just a huge moment. Swerve's going to be in there with Sting. Sting's the greatest. All those guys are going to be in there at Sting. Like, it probably even, it feels crazy for Darby Allin at this point because he's been teaming up for a long time, but still, like, it's Sting, man. Like, everybody in this match grew up watching Sting. So this is great. I think very unfortunate what happened to AR Fox. I wanted this moment so bad for him. I think he deserved to be here, but adding Christian Cage here is like actually kind of aids and helps in what they were doing. So I think it's going to be a really good match that Sting and Darby Allin are going to win.
Yeah, and good too for some promotion for All Out too, considering that we are getting that Luchasaurus Darby Allin match. So I feel like, all right, cool. I can see why they did what they did and how they ended up kind of, fixing things, right? So I think this is going to be good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on from here. Now, again, for this one, I also don't have the updated graphic, but here we go. The Stadium Stampede match. We're going to be seeing Eddie Kingston, Orange Cassidy, Best Friends, which is Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, and Penta El Cero Miedo versus Jon Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, Santana, and Ortiz. tease. That is the
Yep.
match that we are going to be seeing here. And as we mentioned earlier, Rey Fenix was taken out of that match due to visa issues, and this was something that was basically said with plenty of time for sure. But this Stadium Stampede match, speaking of unique and creative, Reg, I mean, we are in new territories.
Yep.
We don't know what fun things there is to play with at Wembley Stadium. I feel like they gotta make this. They got, how do I say this? Gotta really like British it up, you know?
Oh yeah.
I want to see teacups be thrown. I want to see someone's face get smashed in some sort of freaking, I don't know, an afternoon tea or something. I don't freaking know.
The big double-decker bus got to come in and hit somebody.
Yes. Yes, the double-decker bus, man. They need to have some crazy stuff go down here. The Stadium Stampede is one of my favorite matches, period. I mark out for that type of stuff. You know that. What are we seeing here in terms of direction for who might be winning, or just like things that you're looking forward to? Because I feel like this one could kind of go any direction. The BCC had been losing a lot of these big matches, so maybe they could use a win here for sure. I don't know. What do you think?
It feels like BCC is the more established team, so they could use the win here, but I think the stories that they're going to tell coming out of this is what's going to be important here. They're really telling this Moxley and Eddie Kingston story, but Eddie Kingston wants to kill Claudio Castagnoli also at the same time. So there's so much that are coming out of this. I think it's really dope that Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends, somebody said give Best Friends a win. I think it's a really big moment that Best Friends are even featured on this because they played such an important role in the development of AEW, and they're really great in matches like this. They're really great in all matches, but I think that's what it is. But yeah, I think BCC, John Moxley's on that team, Denise. You know John Moxley. That boy don't lose when it comes to big time matches like this. He's going to go crazy out here. So yeah, I think that BCC is going to get the victory here.
Man, you just know he's going to go crazy. The second you mentioned it, I'm thinking like, oh my God, this is something that I feel is going to be definitely fun. I wonder what it's going to be. I have sat through a Stadium Stampede when I was at Double or Nothing in Jacksonville. And that one was like just entirely on the screen. So I wonder what it's going to be like this time around. If it's going to be the same thing, or if they might do something where it's similar to Anarchy in the Arena, where we might actually get some in-person stuff. And then also a lot of the video portion of it. I don't know exactly how they're going to, actually, do this in front of the London crowd, because think about it, you got 80,000 plus people in there. There ain't ever going to be a moment where you don't want to be showing off these 80,000 plus people.
Exactly. Like you don't want to do like the concession stand brawl. Like, no, you want to see them 80,000. You want to feel the roar. You want to feel all that. So you're going to have to try to figure out a way to do that, which is interesting because how do they plan a match around 80,000 people without the 80,000 people being there? Like there's so many factors that are going to play into where positioning and all these things are going to be different. That's probably the most intriguing match of the show, just based purely on that of like, how are they going to do this?
Right. I don't know, again, if they're going to do it like they traditionally do the Stadium Stampedes, or again, have a hybrid of the Stadium Stampede and Anarchy in the Arena. So I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm excited for that. That's going to be a really cool moment. All right. So let's go ahead and press on from here, and let's move on into the match that apparently had a great promo heading into it on this weekend's Dynamite, and that is Chris Jericho versus Will Ospreay. Again, this was a match that a lot of people were kind of surprised about, in terms of like, oh, this is going to be Will Ospreay's match. But like you said on last week's post show, Reg, it's Chris Jericho, man. It's Chris Jericho, regardless of how you feel about Jericho or whatever, or whether or not you think he's going to have a 5-star match with Will Ospreay. He is freaking Jericho. He's going to have a big match at All In, and he is, a big, important person in AEW and the entire journey of AEW. So, this one here, I'm curious to see how they're gonna mesh with each other, how the match is gonna turn out. I really hope that it's good. I really, really think so. I really hope that it's good.
Because we know we've seen Will Ospreay matches just this year. If we just focus on the Kenny Omega match, Denise, you know how physical that was. These guys were trying to kill each other, taking each other's heads off, dropping each other on the neck. And Chris Jericho, as we've seen, can't You know what I mean? Like he can't do that. He can't do they can't do that match that they did this year with Kenny Omega. So they're gonna have to figure something else out. But it's Chris Jericho. He's a legend. He's been in so many different matches. They're going to figure it out. And it is Ospreay, and he is one of the best wrestlers in the world. They're going to make it work. With Will Ospreay getting the victory, that promo of him saying he's going to beat the 3 guys in the 2 months, like really drove it home for me.
All right, so what are we thinking here? So definitely Will Ospreay for the win.
Ospreay got this, but like what you were saying, Denise, when you were talking earlier about Chris Jericho, you're like, he's one of the most important guys, and I'm like, if anybody could politic a win over Will Ospreay, it's your boy Jericho.
Right. I just feel like it would be a bigger moment to have Will Ospreay get the victory there. And I don't know if I necessarily want to see him lose to Chris Jericho, So I feel like I definitely want to come out of this seeing Will Ospreay's arm being raised up in the air for sure for this one. So again, I think they have a lot. This match, I think, is either going to not be as great, or it could be the polar opposite and be awesome. So I feel like this one could really go
in between.
any direction. No in between. No in between. It's either gonna be really good or it's not. That's what I'm expecting here. I have no idea. It's Will Ospreay. I know he's gonna freaking be trying to do some crazy stuff, and we're just gonna see how this meshes in with him and Jericho.
So, great review. It's gonna be really good or it's not.
Yeah, it's gonna be really good or it's not. Literally every match ever. Literally every match ever. Hey, this is all in. There is no room for no mid matches. I'm sorry. We got 80,000 plus people in the crowd, man. You're gonna want to keep that crowd freaking hot the entire time. I don't need nobody coming out and destroying that. But I don't think there's that. There's I'm looking at this card. There is not one match in here that I'm not interested in. Not one.
What's your most anticipated match?
Hold on, let me think about this really quickly, because I'm looking at this, and in terms of the in-ring wise, I'm going to say that 6-man tag team match with the Golden Elite and the Bullet Club, Club Gold, excuse me. In terms of entertainment value, it is a toss-up between the Stadium Stampede match and the Coffin match. In terms of the sports entertainment aspect of it. I'm splitting this.
Where does the main event sit for you? Is the interest high for you for this main event, Denise?
I think for me, I'm more so curious to see if they're going to do something. I'm honestly expecting this to be a straightforward match, because think about it. If we're saying that they're going to win the tag team titles, they could either do one of two things, right? You can either have them go out there and have your sportsmanship type of match, competitiveness, whoever wins, right? Or they can do a situation where something happens in the pre-show. Yeah, they still win the titles, but maybe they're not on the same page. So then they go into this match and you're wondering, okay, is MJF going to turn on Adam Cole? Is Adam Cole going to turn on MJF? Is someone going to turn on somebody, right? And let's say they're tag team champions and someone gets screwed in this match, or whatever, it gets ugly between these two guys. All of a sudden, we're going to get into a coexisting angle. And I don't necessarily want that. So part of me just wants to see them. So, but then I think my idea might be a little bit boring, though. Wouldn't it just be boring?
Right.
I don't know if that's boring.
Just like a match.
It's not. Yeah. Right. I don't think that's boring to me, because I feel like if they just go out there and they have a competitive match, how can that be boring? No. If they go out there and they have a competitive ass match, and they have the in-ring is just phenomenal, and whoever wins, I'm cool with that. But I'm going to be honest with you. This is what I really want to see. So I'm just going to say it. And I was kind of beating around the bush from it. I don't know why. This is a prediction show. I would really like to see MJF win and have CM Punk confront him afterwards, because he's out there defending his real world championship. And then you got the AEW World Championship on the main event on the line. I'm sorry, but shouldn't the guy that's either the world champion or the one with the real world champion at some point collide? Shouldn't this be happening? Am I crazy?
What about Samoa Joe, Denise?
I'm not expecting Samoa Joe to win.
Why? Why not?
Oh shit, is that too blunt? I don't know.
Samoa Joe has been killing it. You don't want to?
No. I might as well get into that right now. CM Punk versus Samoa Joe for the real world championship. I love Samoa Joe, but I'm sorry. I need to see a payoff with CM Punk and the real world championship. And my payoff to me is CM Punk MJF. To me, it's not Samoa Joe MJF. No, it's CM Punk MJF. So that's why I want CM Punk to win. I want him to win, be like, yeah, I'm the real world's champion, and then confront MJF. Have MJF at the end of the show raising up his championship belt, be like, I'm the man, I got my triple B, got my Burberry scarf, and this and that. And then all of a sudden we hear the freaking cult of personality play, and out comes CM Punk, and then we close off All In with a shot of them two both like this. Am I a dreamer? Am I lucid? Am I crazy?
I think you're dreaming. I think you're crazy. My issue is next week is All Out. And I think they're going to build that MJF and CM Punk match a whole lot longer than just 1 week, one face off and right into the match. That's why I'm like, maybe Samoa Joe doing this, Samoa Joe getting a win over CM Punk, and then Samoa Joe versus MJF. We never had that match. Remember, there's history here between them. There's a gift that is very prominent with Samoa Joe pushing a young MJF out of the way in NXT or wherever he was in WWE. I just can't see them pivoting to that big match with 1 week's build or whatever it's going to be. I know there's history, but I know that they want to tell the story a lot deeper than just this face off and then next week we're getting the match.
All right, let me ask you a question, Reg. Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
We got All Out coming out. All right, let's say you weren't a wrestling reporter, right? Okay. You weren't doing any content surrounding wrestling. You were just a fan.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you were on a fan on a budget, okay? Is there anything on that show that is going to make you say, you know what? I'm going to spend $50 and watch All Out. As of right now, is there anything on the show that's telling you I'm going to spend my money and watch the show?
In this hypothetical question, did I pay for All In?
Yes, you paid for All In. You weren't missing that. Hypothetical Red is not missing that.
Yeah. I don't know though.
I would probably skip if there's not a match on there or a couple of matches that I'm like legitimately gonna be intrigued by. I would skip because I'd be like, I already watched All In. I'll tune into my favorite podcast and I'll watch what they say. I could miss this pay-per-view. Right now, I'm looking at the All and keep in mind I'm going to Chicago to watch it, right? Mm-hmm. But that's my job. All right. If I were not covering this and I was on a little bit of a budget, I'd be like, you know what? Skip. I watched All In. That's all that matters.
So this match gets you to buy it, though. CM Punk and MJF. That's the one. Okay.
Yes. Hypothetical, on a budget fan. If they made CM Punk, MJF, my ass is throwing out another $50, and I'll be like, yo, charge it to the credit card. Okay. Get my points.
Okay. I can see it. I mean, that is a big marquee match. I think that a lot of people, it feels like we've been set up for that. We've been building to that. So I could see it, but I don't know.
I just feel like they need to make this pay-per-view really worth buying. Because at the end of the day, what do you want? Pay-per-view buys. And right now, I wouldn't blame people if they didn't buy All Out.
True. Yeah. I see it. I understand. But buy All Out, fools.
Yeah, think about it. $100 in 1 month.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. Hell yeah.
If you're balling on a budget, like I'm not gonna. Like when I was younger, my mom wouldn't buy 2 pay-per-view. 1 pay-per-view is hard enough. 2 in a row?
Right.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying here. Like when I was growing up, my uncle, paid for every pay-per-view. And because, back then it was different and WWE had a pay-per-view like every single month and you were shelling out however much money it costed to buy pay-per-views. But I was a kid.
Yeah.
He paid for it. He was an adult. If he wasn't there, I would have never watched any pay-per-views. You think my mom was going to pay for a pay-per-view? Homegirl wouldn't even give me an allowance. And I only wanted like $5, all right? You think she would pay for a wrestling pay-per-view?
Homegirl wouldn't even give me an allowance.
It ain't happening, bro. I used to beg my mom to buy me Cheetos. They were like $1 back then. And she was like, no, Denise, I don't have money. And I would cry. By the way, I would cry. I would tell my mom, just go to the bank. Just go to the mom.
Go to the bank.
Just go to the bank like you always do. Denise, that's not how it works. Yes, it is, Mom. You just go to the bank.
That's not how it works. You can't just go, hey, my daughter really wants Cheetos. Can I have money?
Yeah, because back then, when you're a kid, you think
Yeah,
the bank just
totally.
gives you money. I didn't
It's
know my
money.
mom actually had to put money in there.
No, you go to the every time she goes to the bank, she comes out with money. That seems like it's like go to the bank.
Go to the bank, exactly. So anyway, so I'm like trying to think about think about this situation. Everybody's got different situations. You just don't know whether or not you want to buy all out. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
All right. Anyways, Dream Ninja 77 sends in a super chat saying they're gonna replay Punk's coming out to confront Cena, both
Ah.
holding their titles.
Mm-hmm.
All
Mm-hmm.
right, Dream
Yeah.
Ninja 77 here with a prediction. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's 5 Cheeto bags, right? Actually, nowadays it's free with
Yeah,
all the tax
exactly.
and
They
shit.
keep raising the price. Every time I go to the store, it's a new price.
Yes, like I was thinking about this the other day. I remember when after school, when I would come out of high school, and let's say I wanted some chips, right?
Mm-hmm.
I needed like a dollar 25 for
Yep.
tax. Ain't no way chips are costing $1.25 now.
No way. Absolutely not. The small bags used to be like a quarter. They're like 75 cents now. I'm like, yo, inflation, you guys, this is terrible. The kids need their Cheetos. Denise needs Cheetos. She can't keep sending her mom to the bank to keep getting this. Couldn't get them now. You really can't get them now. Yeah,
No,
no, and a
dude,
big
even in
bag.
high
Somebody
school.
said in the comment, a bag of Doritos is $6. The big bags are
See? Come
$6 for a
on, that's
bag of chips.
ridiculous. I
Man,
remember, back in my day in freaking high
yeah,
school, it would take me like a whole week to scrape up $1 something. I would
right.
ask a family member every day, "Mom, do you have $1? Do
I
you have a
would
quarter?
ask a
Can I have a
family
quarter? Can I have a
member.
quarter? Grandma, do you have a quarter?" You know how many times I popped into my grandma's room being like, "Ma, ¿me puedes dar me puedes dar $1, por favor? Es porque quiero comprar papitas."
Listen, you guys, Denise made it. Now she's out in London eating beans and toast for breakfast. She can have hot Cheetos whenever she wants. She doesn't have to ask anybody for them.
Bro, man,
You made it.
I remember those days. I
You
remember
made
those
it.
days. We
Never
got Derek.
forget.
We got Derek Woodnook who sends in a super chat. Thank you so much to Derek who says, "I think we're getting Adam Cole versus CM Punk at All Out." Okay, so he's seen Adam Cole
Okay.
defeat MJF and then having CM Punk confront Adam Cole.
I
Yeah, I'd
see.
pay for that.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that. That's like Adam Cole has talked for a long time about his respect and wanting to do something with CM Punk. And CM Punk has always talked pretty kindly about Adam Cole. I actually didn't think about that. That could work.
Yeah, all right, Derek. If this happens, you
Pretty
got
good.
some bragging points here because that would actually be pretty cool. And
Pretty good.
I would definitely try to try to buy that pay-per-view for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and let's go ahead and get into some more comments here. Let me make sure I'm all cut up with the super chats, by the way. All right, definitely am. If at any point I miss somebody's, please let me know. All right, let's go ahead and move on from here. So we already talked about CM Punk Samoa Joe. Let's get into another match that was announced that I do not have a graphic for. So that is House of Black,
Mm-hmm.
Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King taking on the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. And this was something that I talked about on my Collision post show, Reg, was I had
Yeah.
said that I was expecting for this match to either happen at All In or All Out. And it looks
Mm-hmm.
like it's happening at All In.
Yep.
Looking at this, I do not think that they would make this whole Billy Gunn retirement angle and having him return to go to All In and then lose. Like it
Yeah.
ain't happening. I
Right.
feel so bad for the House of Black because it's almost like this is the best way to describe the House of Black. All right,
Mm-hmm.
let's just be real. We're talking a lot about traffic. Reg and everybody here, have you ever been in a situation where you're in a slow moving lane? And you see the lane next to you is moving a lot. You're like, fuck it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to the next lane.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You turn your little turn signal on, you check your little mirrors, and you move lanes. And then you're in the next lane, and the previous lane that you were in is moving
Starts
off
moving.
fast,
Yeah.
and yours is stuck right there.
Like I should have stayed. I should have stayed.
Exactly. And you look like a goof. That
Mm-hmm.
to me is the House of Black's run in AEW. They just be switching lanes and ain't
Yeah.
one of them getting them off the freaking exit. They are in the same spot. They move a little bit, they stay there. They move a little bit, they stay there. And so unfortunately for me, I'm looking at this and I'm going, first of all, it was a mistake to take off the belts of the Acclaimed. We've talked about this numerous times.
Yeah.
And now you ain't doing this to Billy Gunn for him not to have this great moment.
Yeah. It wouldn't make a lot of
Billy
sense.
Gunn,
Mm-hmm.
straightforward. Do you see this going any other direction? And, in terms of House of Black, just some overall thoughts.
Feels frustrating for them specifically because they're such an overact, Denise. Every time like them lights go off, anytime they get into them spooky shenanigans, people love it. So it seems like people really want them. And I'm such a huge Brody King fan. California, Cali boys forever. You know what's going on here. That I want them to get a win, but just like you're saying, great way to describe it, Denise. They seem like they're going nowhere. Like you're up there, but you're like, I thought you were going to be up there, but you guys are still back there. What's going on here? Your car's moving really fast, but you're stuck in the mud or something. Like, get out of the mud, dude. What's going on here? They've been setting up this Acclaim to kind of win the trios championships, the 6-man tag championships, whatever they're called in AEW championships here. So I could see this. And yeah, them telling this story for this last couple weeks, that pop that Billy Gunn got last night, I can't see them doing all that and then just, oh, actually he lost.
Exactly. Exactly. Like, oh, hey, you got out of your retirement. You came here to join us. You flew your ass 9-10 hours to London. Well, guess what, buddy? You lost.
Yep. Nuh-uh. Thanks for nothing, dude. Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. We got one more match to get into, and here we go. Let's get to it. The last and final match, which is, of course, our main event, MJF versus Adam Cole. We pretty much touched on this one already, but just to give official predictions, I know we had a pretty good super chat just now with us, predicting Adam Cole as the winner and facing CM Punk possibly at All Out. But official pick for this one, I'm still sticking with MJF here. I just don't, and I'm also not expecting a turn here. I think that they've done so much to no turn. I'm not expecting a turn. I think because they made you think it was going to happen for so long, I don't think it's actually going to happen.
I don't want it to happen. I think at this point, I think that the tease and the way that they've been doing it, it'd be better to just kind of like, psych, you guys were actually not going to do it, because they both been kind of teasing. They did some teasing last night of like, this could break down. So I don't really know if I want it.
I don't want the coexisting angle, Reg. Afterwards, if they're champions and one of them turned on each other, I don't want the coexisting angle.
Not into it. Not into it. Not into it. This is intriguing. Like I said earlier, Denise, my gut says, MJF is going to do it, but like, I don't know, something about like this moment. MJF has said his admiration for Adam Cole so much. Adam Cole went through that whole thing. Like, maybe they want to give this feel good kind of Adam Cole, that their TV show that they had was building to this big Adam Cole. I'm like, do they want to give this big moment to Adam Cole? Maybe there's still a couple of things looming. People are talking about in the chat. Roderick Strong and the Kingdom have been looming, watching in the back on their camera. Roderick Strong still crying with his neck brace. They're still back.
I don't even care. I'm sorry. I don't care about the freaking what are they even called? Freaking
the Kingdom.
The Kingdom. I don't care about the Kingdom, Reg. And I'll be honest with you guys. Have they given me a reason to care about the Kingdom? Honest to God, reason.
In the chat, you guys tell me, like, has the Kingdom thing helped? Has it enhanced this? Because I mean, if they told the exact same story with Adam Cole and MJF without the extracurriculars of Roderick Strong and the Kingdom.
I'm sorry, this is how I feel. MD89 thank you for saying it for me.
Why? You guys are not going to do Roderick Strong like this. I'm a big fan. Shitty little boots, PWG, like it's a long time.
I like Roderick Strong too. I think he's great. I think he's awesome. But this story for him, in this story, he's just stunk.
I don't want to. My ending thing on this is I don't want to see babyface MJF. All of this has been capped. Every time he's done these interviews, it's cringe to me because I know he's lying, and he's just such a great heel. I don't want to see him be a baby. He's such a great heel that it overshadows even him being a good baby face. Like, his heel work is so amazing. We need more of that forever to the end of time. I want to cheer this guy. He's been fooling you guys. He's fooled everybody and be like, oh, I can't wait till this great tag team. It's MJF. He's told you he's the devil many a times. So yeah, that's why I want MJF to win this match. Screw Adam Cole over. Let's move on. Adam Cole, you loser.
Damn. All right. See, you're coming in strong here for Adam Cole. I was expecting these feelings towards Roderick Strong.
Nah. Roddy don't deserve that. Former PWG world champion. I'm not gonna let you guys disrespect Roderick Strong on this show. Not gonna do it.
Look, like I said, he's great in the ring. He's great, but in this specific story, he has go away heat with
He
me.
sucks. Yeah, he
All right.
sucks.
All right. He's gotten under my skin,
He
like I just want to
sucks.
rip it off.
He
Rip
sucks.
it off.
I can't defend him. Yeah,
And
he
look,
does.
I'm sorry, but don't care about the kingdom. They have not done anything in AEW to make me say, "Oh yeah, the kingdom." No. No. Like they could turn it around. Of course they can turn it around. Hell, maybe next year I'll be the biggest kingdom fan. Maybe it'll happen. But it ain't happening right now on August 24th, 9:25 p.m. United Kingdom time. All right. It just isn't happening today, man.
God, gotcha.
All right. So that's where I'm at with this. All right, everyone. That is our AEW All In card, 11 official matches with the pre-show matches and everything. I don't know if they're going to be adding any more because this is still a little bit for AEW. We're like 2 matches short of what we normally sit at, but I'm good with this because I feel like a lot of these matches.
The Jack Perry and Hook potentially.
Oh yeah, I was adding that one. Yeah, with that one included,
that's
11.
Included too. That's 11. Okay, I see.
Yeah. If not, so 11. We're looking at 11 right now. I think that this is a good amount, and they should keep it there because. Oh, and we're also going to be getting the Judas thing, where he's going to come out and he's going to perform. That's going to take a while. Are you not looking forward to the live performance, Reg, of Judas?
I'm definitely. That's usually my bathroom break at the arena, but I'm going to go to the bathroom in my home during that to do it.
All right, so we got a really good question here. This one's from MD as well. The guns or the kingdom, Denise?
Ooh,
and death is not an option.
I
prefer the guns. Watch me. I prefer
the guns. Individual, Denise.
I will sit here for 30 minutes and watch a gun segment over the kingdom.
Absolutely not. The kingdom have toured up. You got to watch some Kingdom and ROH. They've done. With
no, I'm specifically speaking AEW. I don't care what they did before. Specifically AEW.
No, I'm still going with the kingdom. Yeah.
Man. All right. Mike T90K says, Denise, you better film yourself singing Judas. Can I just be honest? My biggest fear is getting caught on television singing Judas.
Yeah, they're going to get you. It ain't
going to happen. That's why I don't sing. I just nod my head.
One question that was looming in the chat that we didn't get around to that I'd like your analysis on. Do you think that Edge is going to potentially show up here?
Dude, I've been seeing all of what's going on with the Edge stuff. I got to read a couple of the reports and stuff about, first they said that he wasn't offered a contract extension. And then Edge came out and said, yes, I was.
They're lying, Denise. He's lying.
And look, I'm going to be real with you. I'm trying to decide how I want to word this, okay?
No, I see.
I'm trying to decide how to word this, all right? I'm a big fan of Edge, okay?
Yeah.
And a lot of the recent stuff that he was doing in WWE, I was not too crazy about, but you know what? It was fine. It was still Edge. I'm still going to appreciate it, right? But I wasn't like jumping over the moon for it or anything like that. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, if he goes back to WWE, we pretty much know what to expect. We kind of already know what we're going to get. We know what that's going to look like. So I kind of want to see him go to AEW just because I want to see what that would look like. Yes. I don't know what an Edge in AEW would look like. And we mentioned, of course, Christian's there. Everybody knows that. They could do something there. I just feel like it would be something different to have Edge in AEW. And because I don't know what that looks like, I would want to see it. And if he goes back to WWE, fine, cool. Doesn't affect or change my day. Honestly, it doesn't. Everything remains as is. Cool. But I do think if you want to maybe, rock the boat a little bit, I would check out what's going on in AEW. I would check out, and I know a lot of people are talking about, money and WWE pay versus AEW pay. And we just saw that, I think a perfect example of this is the Rouge Shining. Think about that. There was I forgot what the exact amount was, but I know that from the looks of it, he signed a pretty good deal. And so part of me wonders, and they had said too, that WWE didn't even make an offer to Rush, that because once they saw how much AEW was offering, that they couldn't even compete with that for him.
Mhm.
So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, damn, what can Edge get in AEW,
A
right?
a
And if
a
I'm Edge,
two-time is he two-time WWE Hall of Famer? He's a Hall of Famer, and, like, he has history, and if you wanna give a bag to somebody, that's kind of somebody you give a bag to. Denise, we've been seeing this guy in WWE since 1998, like, he's a WWE superstar to the max. So, going anywhere, like, it feels even different, like, when Jericho came over, it was like, well, he was in ECW, he was in WCW, he had already did these things. Christian was in TNA, like, they've been connected to these other
places,
companies.
yes.
Edge is WWE. He's that guy. So it'd be super intriguing. I want to see it just because of that. Just like, well, damn, we've known is you think we know me, Edge. Like, what's he gonna do over here with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and FTR and all these new guys?
Right. There's some new toys to play with, essentially.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
because of that, I would be curious about seeing Edge there, but uh I don't know. I
I
don't
don't know
know.
if
I
it
guess
shows
we'll
up
find
this
out.
weekend though. I don't know. I don't know if I could see it.
I
It'd be
dude, I would
smart if Tony
it
Khan is be
yes.
really smart. Be really smart.
Yes. And personally, like let's say if I were Edge and I was going to if I was going to AEW and I had already made up my mind, let's say he had already made up his mind that he was going. I would
Mhm.
not want to miss this weekend. I'm
No.
sorry, but I would
Yeah.
definitely want to be part of this.
Yeah, like where can I debut? I could debut in Wembley, like do it then, because like the crowd's gonna know me, like it's gonna be 80,000 people, biggest show of all time. That's the time to do it. If
And
he is gonna
Tony
come,
likes his
this is the time to
debuts.
do it. And
Yes.
Ed has been capping on he's like, oh, I don't know about this contract. And people were like, well, he said this, the dirt sheets are in the dirt again. No. Wrestlers are liars. Don't never forget. You think he's gonna just come out and tell blows the surprise if he's like, actually, I'm free as a bird. I can do anything that I want. Then we're gonna be suspecting it. If there's this little doubt that we're like, maybe he's just gonna go back to WWE, then the surprise is gonna be ruined. So I see what's going on there, Edge. Keep
There's
doing it.
another thing too, all right?
Mhm.
Another thing to consider here.
Yeah.
So, the first report that came out was that he had no offer from WWE, right?
Yeah.
Okay. When it comes to signing contracts and going places, no offense, but you want to be wanted, right? Imagine you
Mhm.
go to one job and they're thinking that this other job is trying to get you. And then all of a sudden that's off the table. Then I'm going to be like, you know what? It's just, it looks better to have more than one party trying to get you. And
Yeah.
so that story, that first story, did not benefit Edge, in my opinion.
No, it didn't. It
No.
made him look silly like that. Oh, so you mean that they don't care? They're gonna just let you do whatever you
I'm
want?
like, why
Like,
do I
that's
want to?
crazy. Yeah.
I've been thinking too. It's like maybe I can save a couple dollars, you know? Maybe we have a little bit of a budget here. Like I'll still offer you a good amount, but it don't gotta be that good. Right.
Yeah.
So
Because you're
with
gonna come back anyways. We've known you forever, dude. Like you're gonna sign this little contract, dude. Whatever. Who cares?
exactly. So for that reason, him coming out and say like, yeah, I got a contract, like I got a contract offer from WWE to extend this deal. I'm looking at that, and if I'm Tony Khan, I'm going, all right, now I gotta really shell out some big bucks here.
Exactly. Now I gotta get on. I can't wait around and see what's going on. Like if he's wanted, then I gotta send my money out now. Just throw
Right.
him the bag, Tony Khan, even for 1 night, 2 nights or something. Do it.
Who knows? All right, Sheldon Jackson sends in a super chat saying, I'm actually kind of intrigued by the kingdom because when Adam Cole was a D-bag, where did it all begin with? The kingdom with Bennett, Cole, Maria, and Matt Hardy. Maybe send
True.
him back to his OG roots. All right, like
True.
I said, they could turn me, they could convince me. It ain't happening right now, but who knows what the future would look like. Any thoughts on this, Reg?
Yeah, I could see that. I think that it's kind of like hidden in plain sight type of thing of Adam Cole being the one to turn. He kept teasing it. I like Adam Cole better as a heel too, so I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it.
All right. Thank you so much to Sheldon for that very generous super chat as well. And all right, let me just catch up here and make sure that I did not miss anything. All right. And we also got this one here from Oliver Drake, who's been a member of the DWO, who says, are you going to Rev Pro or any other indies, Denise? I don't know, guys. I haven't decided. I'm kind of, like I said, I'm in the non-work mode, even though tomorrow I got to go work and that's it.
Mhm.
The work from here on out. Boo. Vacation over already. Lame. All right, guys. That was our AEW All In prediction show. Before we wrap things up, just a friendly reminder, if you haven't already, head on over to Apple Podcasts, leave a review if you guys enjoy our show. Please give some love there. I know this week is not our traditional week in terms of when the streams are going live due to me being here, but next week I will be back to my normal streams for the most part, because then I'm heading to Chicago. So you guys just keep an eye out. I'll tweet. I'll let you guys know what's going on with everything. And then please make sure you guys are subscribed here. AEW Media Day is tomorrow, so be expecting some interviews at some point during the day. And then, of course, the media scrums coming out of All In will also be posted here on the channel. We got a super chat from Christopher Marino who says, besides maybe Edge, what surprises would you like to see? What surprises are there? Are there any other possibilities? I know
Mercedes.
Oh, Mercedes Moné.
Yeah,
that would be cool. But I don't know what her. I thought she was going to be out longer though.
Yeah, that's the only thing we don't really know about her injury. But I think that one would be pretty good. Besides that, I think like maybe somebody we're not even Goldberg. You guys are sick. Y'all are sick.
You know what'd be great? You know what'd be so great if when Goldberg comes out, I don't like. Oh, dude, I'd be so freaking stoked. I would go fucking crazy. All right, I'm going to say this right now. If Goldberg makes a debut in AEW, I'm going to make a video dedicating it to Reg.
No, I don't want it. What's Goldberg going to do in AEW, Denise?
He's going to spear the fuck out of everybody. It's
going to be great. Get out.
He's just going to spear everybody.
You want that? Why do you want that?
I don't know. I just want it. I'm sorry. I kind of want to see it. I want to see it.
He buried the Fiend's career. He speared the Fiend and he was never the same after that. We don't want that. We don't need that for anybody else.
I want to see it. It's happening. Come on. Let's manifest it. Let's manifest it. All right.
Bar Mitzvah death match with Goldberg and MJF. I'm into it.
A lot of people are also mentioning Jade Cargill. I think she's definitely someone that can definitely be there. I don't see why not. So I'm also agreeing with Jade here. People saying Wardlow. I don't know if that's necessarily a surprise.
Denise is like, I don't know.
That's what I looked to you. I was like, God, I hope Reg looks more excited than me.
I don't want it.
And you gave me nothing, Reg.
I don't want it. I'm good. Not a surprise for me.
Bryan Danielson, I know, is he said
Bryan Danielson.
Injured, but I'm not expecting him to be there.
Not a fight. He could be there, but I don't think he's
true. You're right. He could be there, but again, it could be one of those things where he just comes out or something. That'd be cool. I'd be okay with that. My name is Not Arrow says I would rather see Leatherface than Goldberg.
Honestly, yeah, same here.
Oh man. All right. Someone says I'd love to see Denise take a spear from Goldberg. You know what? Let's do that. I will gladly take a spear from Goldberg.
Denise, no, do you know see what he does to people?
Yeah, but he's been doing them a lot slower now. It'll be like a running hug. I'll just be like, wee.
A big Goldberg hug.
I'll just be like, yeah.
I'll take a big flying hug. Goldberg, yes.
All right.
I would like to be comforted.
Exactly. There you go. All right. That is it. That's our show. Reg, before we go, let the people know where they can follow you and support you and all that good stuff.
You can see me every Saturday morning on Grapsity Podcast of Philip Lindsay. This week, Phil and I are going to be we're just talking about the show, the All In post show on the Fightful Network, talking about everything going down there. Going to be very excited about that. Every Wednesday, I'm here with Denise. Every Wednesday, I'm also with Mike on Indeed. Also on Thursdays, I'm with Kate on the Ring of Honor post show. And Ask Grapsity is today, too. I think it's a very busy day for me. So holler at your people. I appreciate everybody for showing up on a different day for Denise and I's post show. Y'all are cool.
Yeah, seriously. Thank you guys so much for doing that. And last but not least, I don't got anything to say. I don't even know why I said last but not least. That's it. I don't got anything else. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping to do some sort of all-in recap show, maybe on Monday or something, depending on how I feel. We'll see. Don't keep my word for it. Well, whatever. I'm done. All right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. We appreciate you all being here, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, everyone.
You didn't plug StarCast, he said. I forgot.
Oh, wait. What? A plug StarCast. Go for it.
You guys, go to StarCast. We're still here.
We're still on the air, Reg.
Next week. We're gonna be at Starrcast
next
Sunday. I'll say it off where I was just talking. Listen, Starrcast is gonna be next week. Righteous Reg, Philip Lindsay, William Washington. Get your tickets now. You can watch it live on Premier Network. Shout out to Conrad for having us. We are so excited. It's gonna be dope. We're probably gonna have some surprises. There's gonna be sandwiches and pizza and hot dogs. I don't know if there's gonna be any of those snacks, but show up there. It's gonna be fun. Thank you.
This is the worst outro ever. Now we're done, everybody.